Can you say Makin's Fishery?
Makin's Fishery.
Only if you say fishing.
Fishing.
And can you say carp?
Carp.
Can you say winner, winner?
Winner, winner.
Chicken dinner.
Chicken dinner.
Anyway, I'm going fishing to Makin's Fishery. And you are going to have a lovely time, aren't you? You're going to have a lovely time as well, aren't you? You're going to nursery, aren't you? Ow, I could do with those fingers. That's my drawing hand.
I want to see baby Katie.
Okay, we'll see baby Katie.
Please?
Yeah, it's about where I parked last time I was here. Well, it's 8:15. I've just arrived in the car park to Phase 3. That's where the draw's being done today. It's going to be done really, really well. I've been keeping an eye on the matches here, and they've really spent a long time making sure they can do it all safely and everything with a pandemic and everything going on. So we're on Avon and we're on Derwent today. I think I'd rather be on Avon. I'm not a massive fan of Derwent, but it is what it is. I noticed a £96 won the last match on this phase with £50 for sections. One section was won with like £25, but that's what we're after anyway. That's sort of the target. 6 hours, so you know it's only £20 an hour, maybe a bit more, or less. But yeah, so we're gonna have a draw. It's a rolling draw from 8:30 to 9 o'clock, and we fish 10 till 4. So I'm gonna load my barrow ready. Because even though it's quite a simple venue, it's not. I'm not the fastest at setting up, so especially if there's any gardening needed or anything like that. So, but we'll give it a shot. Hopefully, we'll draw a decent peg and catch a decent weight of fish. 21, isn't it?
21, yeah.
Right, pour me a good one.
Avon 19.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, that's all right.
Not so bad. Okay, that should just about support me. It's a bit of a ski ramp. I've already seen a fish roll in this area, so that's good. And there we are. Nice far back. Looks like there's a little hole here I can get tight across to. Hopefully there's one or two more little muddy bits I can get to. A few brambles there. Those brambles look a little bit troublesome, but that bit there looks nice. Straight in front. They're hanging there. We'll give it a go.
It gets your pole clean, doesn't it? Are we all stuck together? Yeah, I'll just pull. We'll just pull. It should come pretty quick. Hope you're a metre away. Come in.
That's a centimetre, right?
There you are, lovely. Right, I've got about 7 or 8 minutes before the start. I've just had to help the guy on the next peg under his pole sections. Starting to rain a bit, so I've got to quickly put my coat on. Not supposed to have a lot of rain today, but I can see me leaving my coat on at this rate. I quite fancy it. It's only 11 metres wide, very, very snaggy over there. I've got a little blade that Mark Rogers made for me, and it's the first time I've actually used it, and it's helped me cut the grasses over there a little bit. But it's what's that? It's at least 2.5 foot tight across, and all sorts of rubbish and branches and brambles. So I'm going to lose some fish. There's going to be a bit of jungle warfare over there. The lightest I'm fishing today is 14 to 16 slick. To be honest, most of my rigs are on the green 16 to 18 because it's so narrow. You've got to control them. I nearly fished short kits today, but just with everything looking so snaggy and everything, I'm just going to fish beefy normal kits. I've got a couple with red 18 to 20, but I think 16 to 18 everywhere. Just boss the fish. Yes, it's not great for skimmers and the smaller stockies, but it gives you a bit of a fighting chance with these fish when they're careering off. There's some colour in the venue. There's some one big golden thing, orange thing swim by, but it's too mucky to see any other fish really. I've had one little swirl down the edge about 15 minutes ago, just before I had to help the bloke with his pole. But I quite fancy catching on meat today because it's coloured and very, very silty. so the meat will just sit nicely on top of the silver. There's a lot of silvers topping it up, all that I've just noticed, three whilst I've been talking. But I've got some casters on standby, and I can see myself fishing sort of half depth tight across because it's too deep. I just think you're going to snag and foul up fish at half depth, whatever you feed. But I've got hard pellet, meat, casters, corn. I've got the whole lot, so I'll just turn my side tray over and just show you what we've got. I've just covered it up because of the rain. I've just took my towel off now, so I've got my pots there. I've got some worms potentially for putting on from feeding casters or down the edge if something rocks up. Got some my usual 6mm expanders, mostly 6mm, a few 4s in there, with a bit of green swim stim pellet soak on. They're the fishery 6s now. I like long pellets, and these are short, so they're not great for banding, but they do like them. They definitely like them, because when I've been coaching here, they've been lapping these pellets up. They're just not great for banding. And I've got some fishery 2mm swim stim micros. I put a glug of pellet soak on that again. I've got some 7mm meat, and then I've got some corn. Can't come here without corn. Nice heavy bait, especially with the deep margins. I've got some casters, which sometimes gets you out of jail at this place. Won't put them in to start with, and a bit of stodgy-ish ground bait, which is green swim stim, method mix, and a little bit of marine halibut as well, just to make it a bit heavy and stodgy, and some dead maggots as well, which can possibly put in later once the silverfish have thinned out. But that's it. So I quite fancy catching on meat, so but we'll see. I don't know where to start. I mean, whether to start on a top kit or down the middle or down the side. I won't go right across just yet. I think there's an odd fish mooching around, even though we can't see him. It just feels like there's an odd fish mooching around shore. So we'll have a little go and see. So I've got 16 to 18 slick, so 20 line, the thin line float. It comes out the top there, so it doesn't get snagged up. Takes a couple of number 9s, nothing down the line, 16-inch hook length. I've got one with a band and one with a decent hook. So that's it. Short pole rig, 18 to 20 slick again, 4x12 rube, 2mm tip, that's on 020 line, 016 hook length, either a bulk or a spread bulk shot, and 16 up, nice and strong, no missing. Margin gear, take no prisoners, 18 to 20 slick, 0.4 gram mojo, glass stem, 2mm tip, hook shot, 020, direct to a 12 hook, simple as that. That's recording, we put on, pinch of 6s, 5-6mm pellets, 6 centimetres. Plop, plop, plop. The reason I start so close is to try and avoid the silt straight down the middle, but sometimes that's where the fish want to be. I'll throw a few because I do like the plot here. Look on me, 016, 2+2. A few cubes in because there's clearly some roach about. Where did we say? That tree. Quick look on meat to my left. I've got the same depth, everything the same angle to my right. We'll see what happens here before we decide if we feed to the right and what we do feed with. If they want to come this short, then we can alternate between the two, or pellets one, meat the other, paste on one potentially. All sorts of options.
away from somewhere. Oh yeah, right under the surface. About 1.5 meters to the right of where I fed. Coming into the fats and everything from that meat, perhaps. Oh, that'll be on. You have to strike really, that was on. And that's a good fish. This is a 16 to 18. And he's proper going. Go for that. To my left, the platform leg's pretty bad. Definitely right to put this gear on. Big fish, this is. Big fish. And they can either go try and snag you down the sides, snag you to the far bank, and or go left and right. It's a big fish. I scared another one. No, I've got his mother on. Oh, that's a big fish. That's a big fish. Long warrior. Took 8 pounds for that. So we catch another one. Straight away. Straight to the far bank. Come away, come away. Oh, we just missed those brambles. Trying to climb the trees. I said it'd be jungle warfare, didn't I? Does definitely need a bit of landscaping, this place. The way he's going, I would say he's... Oh, I don't know. He's come on. It's just an angry common, I think. I'm on 16 to 18. I think he is. If he ain't in the mouth, he's in the chin.
joking me.
Drop a few grains, a few cubes over there. Half depth. Funny bite. Stocky, isn't it? He's fast. Come on. Trying my hardest to lose them. old Chinook. Maybe someone's caught the 18. bottom now. Surprised I couldn't find it. It's very shallow. Flipped into the line, that one. Yeah, very shallow, that one. Prick one. Just bumped into the line. Right, there's 3 1 back in. Straight away. Lancaster. Probably have caught pellets over there. A bit more aggressively there now. It's a throwaway line. Oh, you bugger. That should be off again. That broke me. Yeah, and that bramble just sheared me off. Oh no. It's come off. That's all it was. Didn't lose it or nothing. Just come off. For whatever reason. Why am I using my polar kit, you God. Crossbred with orangutans, aren't they? Crikey. How on earth I got him out, I don't know. Yeah, everywhere. Bayeka. All the hard work, got him out. He broke me. Broke me. I don't think. No, You? What you got?
25. Got a bit gassed, isn't it?
Just tug of war, innit? They touched them brambles. Every fish you up tries to do you. It's mental, aren't they? Bloody bred with orangutans living in the jungle. Yeah, I mean, your landing net, they swim straight out. I've had 3 do that. It's the smaller ones that are the problem, isn't there? You got 50 now? Hey? Who knows? 4 in 4 drops down the side on double corn, and then a prick 2, and then it just went crap, absolutely rubbish. Can't fathom why. It just felt like from corn being brilliant to corn being the Cassidy. So I've swapped over now. I'm feeding dead maggots now. It's shallow enough to catch on dead maggots down there. There's no silverfish trouble today. And I've just had 3. They're not massive, but I've had 3 down there. A big bunch of dead maggots on a 12. But yeah, they've gone a little bit funny. It's interesting, the bites I've had on dead maggots have just been real slow, confident, not charging out the peg when I hook them. I think it's just down to the bait. They're taking it with a bit less caution and a bit less. Just seemed to be a bit of a better bite. So where's he going? But they're angry fish, these things. They're all trying to get down the sides and in every reed bed under your pallet. Bloody everything. Nightmare. This one's trying to get everywhere. I'd like to be able to ship back to my top kit as soon as I can. Precarious when it's bending towards you. That one just hooked himself on the bite. Definitely seems better, these maggots. I'm a massive fan of corn, but some days I just know a bait like this is better. I just got a sneaky feeling this was a case today. Not massive fish. Got the bigger than over there. And you can do the weight of these. Just could do with some 8 to 10 pounders amongst them. I have to bring my keep nets right up as well, because I've had my biggest carp nearly jump out. Must be 3 foot high now, they're still having a go. But we'll keep persevering. Nice big bunch of maggots. One of the ducks just jumped in my peg. It's not ideal. But I've been feeding either neat maggots or a bit of ground bait. Some ground bait. Just splodge a little bit of very wet ground bait and maggots. I'm still feeding casters right across as well. You never know. Might have to go over there. Ducks out the way as well. That's really interesting. Let's hook some of that then. With a reed or a stick or something. I had a great big swan mussel down there as well. It grabbed double corn properly and then it fell off on the way back. Proper clamped down on it. But now that's not down the margin. That wasn't a silverfish. It's the shallowest part of my peg there. To my right it's a good 6 to 8 inches deeper. So I always earmark this as my strongest bit. It wasn't quite right down there, so I've just replumbed and I've added 2 inches to the depth. So I'm ligging on a little bit, pushing up that slope, and it just already feels better. If in doubt, pop the plummet back on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, he's thrown the hook. He has, he's thrown the hook. throw the hook. You bugger. Probably lose this now. Great big fish. The fish was probably 5 meters from the bank, topping, and my elastic was down and about 3 meters of roots coming up. And somehow the line sawn through the roots and the fish suddenly whizzed free. Oh god, it's not even that big. It flows. I bet the line's absolutely wrecked. Bottom is just absolutely wrecked out there today. God. Better check this rig for kinks and dibs, I think. Unbelievable. Amazing. How on earth my rig isn't in pieces. I'm definitely doing best on dead nuggets now, right? 5 or 6 on. However many I can cram on. Find a cleaner spot. I don't know how I managed to get that fish out. Those roots must be sticking out a good metre from the bank. Really weird watching a fish, your elastic going straight down and then a fish 3 meters to the right of it wallowing. Bizarre. Doesn't feel like so many fish coming into the peg now. I've noticed now to go. Oh dear. I'm gonna have nightmares about the snags today. Branches, roots. I've had to go off my box once, snagged me by, I thought it snagged me on my keep net. No, there's a load of roots down by my keep net. Don't know what weight I've got. Must have £80 plus. I've just gone probably a metre further along where it's probably 5 inches shallower again. I didn't go there originally because there's a bit of a funny slope, but I've tailed up on it straight away and I've had one, well this one, which seems a good fish, goodish. God, do they pull, just angry things. Mental fish. Absolutely mental.
Well, the match is over. I'm just waiting for the scales. I've had a scrappy old day. I've definitely got £80, maybe 90. Don't think I've got a ton. I've definitely had £100 on the hook, but I've got to wait a long time for the scales to arrive now because they're weighing in Derwent first. But yeah, it sounds like I've done okay. But it's going to be quite close, I think. But a really frustrating session. But I've caught a few fish and hopefully we've done all right. I mean, it'd be nice to win my section at least, maybe top 3. We'll see. Well, that's the result. I've only gone and won the match, haven't I? So I wouldn't say that's the tidiest match I've ever fished, and it's definitely not going to be the tidiest match I've ever filmed, because my GoPro cameras have packed up. My phone's actually charging now as we talk, because that packed up as well, so I couldn't even do a post-match thing. 6-hour match, I suppose. It's caught me out a little bit with batteries and everything, but oh, what a strange old day. I've only just won. There was I've had £95. There was a 93 and a 91, and Derwent got one with 84, 85, I think. So really close fishing. Same sort of weight that won last week on these pegs, on these lakes. So £96, I think, won last week. So I've had £120 on the hook, haven't I? So that's the only thing. It's been an absolute nightmare as far as trying to get the fish out and keep them on the hook. But yeah, to talk you through my match, I started on meat short. I started on a top kit and pellet short, had a rope straight away. So I've quickly gone to 2+2 with meat, and I've had 2, one big and one little one. Then nothing really. Then I've gone to the island. I fished shallow against the island all day because it's just too deep. It was like 3 foot deep and all roots and everything over there. So started off with meat, had a few on that, just dobbing it around, and 2 holes basically. Only got 2 clean holes. Sheared off a few times, fish going through the roots as you do. That was great fun. Then I've swapped to caster shallow over there. I've caught some fish on it. I wouldn't say it was absolutely perfect fishing that way. Maybe I could have fished smaller cubes of meat, maybe pellets, something like that. I'm not sure. They weren't really going ravenous for those casters, but I did have an odd fish on it. Again, sheared off a few times. Probably should have gone down the edge sooner. I've gone down, I've had one to my right in a deeper hole, which is like 2.5 foot plus. Wasn't right, so I've gone to my banker hole to my left, which was 2 foot. Plumbed up a bit funny, a bit higgledy-piggledy and a bit rooty on the bottom and everything, but I had a great one out of 4 in 4 drops, all on corn. Thought, here we go, happy days. Then I've lost 2 on corn, and then I've not had another bite on corn down there. I've swapped it. What? That's not even a word, is it? I've swapped it to to dead maggots and a bit of ground bait, and then I had a lovely little run. Slightly smaller fish on bunches of dead maggots, but the bites were lovely. I've had a few snag me. I've had 2 go under some roots where I was fishing, and literally the elastic's going straight down, and then like 3 meters out, 4 meters out down the middle has been bloody a cart wallowing. Somehow I've managed to get those 2 fish out, and it's sort of come around this meter long root that's lying on the bottom. I've had one snag me. I thought it snagged my keep net. It hadn't. It snagged a load of roots by my keep net. Oh, they've been such scrappy fish. I've had to pull. I don't think, if I had a fish light elastic, I'd have been all over the place, I think. So I've been fishing green 16 to 18 and red 18 to 20 all day. Down the edge I fished 020, and across I fished 016 and 018. Really 018 was probably better when I swapped to that, but you might have got a few less bites on that. But it's not been a tidy match, but I've had a result at the end of it that's cheered me up. I've lost a bit of work this week with different things, so it's been nice to fish an open match and actually get something for it. So yeah, happy days really. So nice to be back to Makins. Always a bit kind to me, this place. So always a bit of a scrappy place to fish, very overgrown. Definitely needs a bit of TLC, I think Avon does at the moment, but it looks like they are gradually working their way around all the pools, so maybe this time next week they'll have gardened the island a little bit more and that, because there's fish there, it's just hard to get to them, it's just so overgrown. And without a bit of gardening down the margins, I wouldn't have caught anything either. So but yeah, interesting stuff. Nice to get a result. 22 on it, so not a bad pickup. But yeah, anyway, got a Fishermania here in a week's time, not on this phase, on phase 2 and phase 1, but it should be interesting, and hopefully that's put me in good stead to see how hard these fish scrap, and the baits and things they're having and not having, and yeah, interesting stuff really. So I really like Makins. It really gets you thinking, this place, and it gets your head scratching, and also because it's such an old venue and it's a bit overgrown, it's not for the faint-hearted, this place. So but yeah, good stuff, enjoyed that. So hopefully you did too.